Okay, let's roll. Who's first? Yes.
June David Nuno, ABC 13.
Mhm.
Can you talk about the connection that PJ and Cam have? They've done it a couple of weeks in a row now.
Yeah, well, they're both very hard workers. They're both very study the film, and they've bought into what we're doing. There's so many little intricacies of what we're doing, and we didn't do very well tonight, but those two guys made some plays, and that's what you have to do. Players make plays, and PJ's done a great job of moving around and making things happen.
Coach, you had a large lead at halftime, and then it slipped away, and then you kind of regained it. What do you think went into that? And can you just talk about how this team is different from last week's team, considering how the game went a lot
Yeah,
closer this time?
I would say we lost two of our starting linemen, and so it kind of disrupted kind of things in there. When we lost KP and Rainey, our center, that juggled pretty quickly. So I probably didn't call as good a game as I could have called. I was a little cautious because we had those new guys in there. But, we made enough plays. It's a team game, and we talk about it every week, every day, about taking the football away. And those two interceptions obviously were the difference in the game.
Coach, and that's what I want to elaborate on, was that third quarter you all only were able to run like 7 to 10 plays,
Yeah.
19 yards. Was it did it become, because like you said, the offensive players were the new offensive players?
Well, I think a little of everything. I think it was just that too. I think it was I kind of changed how I was calling the game. And, we had an opportunity to make a couple plays, but we didn't make them. And, man, when momentum turns, they're taking the ball in long drives, and you don't answer that, it just multiplies, and that's what happened.
You alluded to a minute ago with Jeremiah's interception. Just talk a little bit about how big that was, especially since you were losing momentum.
Oh, no question. That was the biggest play in the game, no question about it. And for, PJ to get a touchdown after we, ran it a couple times, he made a good play, and we had put that play in just for the game, and Cam executed it the way we needed to, and PJ did a great job.
Coach, sticking with the right here,
Uh-huh.
sticking with the defense, how impressed are you with Cody Brown and his play for the last 2
Yeah,
weeks?
he's played really good this last 2 weeks. He was a late pickup for us too, and he's really bought in. I really, it's hard. That D line, they were going fast pace, and the D line gets kind of tired out. But the D line at the end was putting pressure on. Those sacks that they got really kind of really were the difference in those final two drives. I was a little shocked when they scored a touchdown there late, and all of a sudden you're thinking they might onside kick or whatever else. But at least we got the ball and we got first downs and ended the game.
Coach,
Yeah.
last week you alluded to that you hadn't worked on your run game last week.
Yeah.
How much more of it you going to have to try to involve it more to maybe try to control the clock moving forward?
Well, I'm not so concerned about controlling the clock. I'm just concerned about moving the football and getting first downs. I've always said this: if the defense wants to get off the field, they just get off the field and stop them, and then that's it. But St. Louis did a good job of running the football, and their RPO game got us a couple times. And hey, they're a well-coached team and did very, very well.
Can you talk about what specifically goes into stopping a quarterback like Jordan Ta'amu, someone who's a threat on the pass and the run?
Well, the pass rush is one of the ways definitely to do it. He's a good player. I've liked him since a long time ago. I was trying to get him in Hamilton on our neg list 2.5 years ago. And so I know that this is a great league for him to get to play and prove that he's a player. I kind of knew he was a quarterback, and he proved it tonight that he was. I think the 2 picks, he kind of forced a couple of things. But once he learns to take care of the football, I think he's going to be a real quarterback.
June, how important is it for you guys to grind out a victory like this? Last week was relatively a little easier, but this you had to kind of run through it
Right.
in the fourth.
Well, we talked before the game. I said that, and even the night before, we talked about there's going to be adversity in the game, and you have to hang together and just fight through it. And we did. I mean, they had a 17-play drive, 13-play drive or something, and scored and changed momentum, and we fought through all that, and we ended up winning the game. So, it's tough. You have to win team games, special teams, defense, and offense. And there's some days you're going to shut them down completely, shut them out. Some days you're going to score 50, and you got to understand that doesn't guarantee anything. It's a team game. You got to do the other things no matter what you're doing.
All right, right here, Coach. Y'all have had y'all's first 2 games at home this season.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, you go on the road for the first time. What's y'all's mentality going into that?
Well, what I told them, to be a championship team, you have to win your games at home, and then you have to steal a couple on the road. And if you do that, all of a sudden you're in the playoffs and you're in the AFC championship game. If you're in the NFL and this one, the XFL championship game. So we have to steal a couple games on the road. We're 2-0 right now. This is the next one on the road. So hopefully we'll play together and battle through it and have the ability to get another win.
Coach, 2 home games, 2 home wins. Talk about what the crowd brings and how that sort of changed the momentum for you guys here tonight.
Well, the crowd really was a factor down there in that when they got the ball on the 1 yard line. They had 2 penalties, right away. I wish we could have held them right there and made them punt from there. That would have been large. But the home crowd is a factor. They had a couple illegal motions because they couldn't hear the count in the middle of the field too. So that's a real plus for us. Awesome. Thank you.